friends, come on in, take your shoes off, have a seat, and consider staying a while by clicking that subscribe button. I'm just gonna warn you now that this video is TMI. If you are squeamish, you probably want to click off now because I'm going to be talking about kind of a gross topic, but I think it's very necessary and I think that it could save your life in an emergency situation. Last week, I got some sort of infection in my foot, specifically my big toe. This has never happened to me before because I generally take pretty good care of my feet. I like to paint my toenails. I like to go and get a pedicure every few months. And I just take care of them really well. But now that I'm pregnant and I can't really bend over because my belly's getting so big, I can't really reach my feet, and bless my husband's heart, he tries to help, but obviously they're just not getting the care that they usually do, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I've never gotten a foot infection like this before. I have a high pain tolerance, so I'm not just being a baby about this. I literally, just tapping my toe hurt. I literally could not walk last Friday because it hurt so bad on my foot. I've never experienced a pain like this before, and clearly there was an infection in it because I've never felt that before ever. So I went ahead and went into a walk-in clinic. I tried to make an appointment with my regular doctor, but because I'm pregnant, she didn't want the infection to go on longer for obvious reasons, so I went to a walk-in clinic. And they saw me and they said, yeah, there's an infection. I can't really tell if it's like an ingrown toenail or anything because there's an infection there, and I guess they have to treat the infection. So I'm now on an antibiotic for 10 days. So I have to wait till that clears up, and it's actually starting to feel better, but it's taken 5 days on the antibiotic to take care of it and actually make my toe bearable. It still is kind of tender, but I at least can walk on it and touch it without jumping through the roof. The whole entire thing has really got me thinking how vital your feet are in an emergency situation. If I would have had this and I couldn't even put on a regular shoe and I couldn't really walk, I'd be screwed in an emergency situation. If I couldn't get to the doctor to take care of this infection, it could have spread, got my bloodstream, and possibly killed me. So my wheels really started turning on how important it is for foot health, and I need to make that a priority in my stockpile. I just wanted to share a few tips that I usually use to keep my feet healthy, but I think that could, again, save your life in a situation and something that you should include in your stockpile and in your bug out bag. So number one, and I think most obvious, is having a good hiking boot. This is my hiking boot. I love these. It has great tread on it. I'm short, so it doesn't look like it has a big heel on this, but it does come up and support my ankle, and I just love this. They're waterproof. They keep my feet dry. We do a lot of camping with hiking. We do a lot of hiking with camping, and this is my go-to. This is actually a new pair, which brings me to another point. I've only used these 2 or 3 times, so they're not really broken in. So do not go buy a hiking boot and then just leave it in your stockpile, because you're going to be right back to square one and have really bad blisters and that kind of thing, because these do take a while to break in. They can be quite stiff when you first buy them. So make sure when you buy these, you actually use them, go on nature walks, break them in, and get them used to your feet. So in an emergency situation, they are good to go, and they are, going to be a help to you, not a hindrance. The thing is having good socks. Now, these are my favorite type of socks to hike in. Because I have waterproof shoes, my feet stay dry, and so I like these fuzzier ones where they keep me warm. However, this is mistake number 2 I feel like I've made, because these are not water resistant. As soon as they're wet, and you have to dry them out for at least a day or even wash them. And so for me and our stockpile, I really want to get some new socks that are going to be kind of that athletic-y material, so that if they do get wet, they can moisture wick and keep my feet dry until I can, change a sock, and it will also dry faster. I also have been on a few tent camping hiking trips to where when we do go hiking, we would have to switch out our socks every other day. You don't want to be getting any weird funky foot diseases, because that can happen if your feet are staying in water too long. And so I would recommend in your bug out bag to have at least 2 pairs of socks, and that you are rotating those every other day, and you are washing these so they don't get mold or anything on them, because again, your feet are so vital when you are walking and bugging out on foot. The last thing I want to say about socks is do not use the footies these. I've made that mistake before camping, and I had blisters on my heels so bad. These socks with the longer heel on them are gonna protect your heels and stop your shoe from rubbing. But again, it's always good to have like a Band-Aid or something in your bug out bag, which I think you should anyway. You should have a first aid kit in there in case of blisters, but the higher ankle will help you to not get open sores. The next thing that I'm making sure now after this infection incident to have in my bug out bag is a good pair of toenail and fingernail clippers. Like I said before, I don't know if this is an ingrown toenail because I have to wait for the infection to go away. But my doctor did say that even if you take care of your foot, you can get an ingrown toenail. Sometimes it just happens. But she said making sure to clip your toenails does prevent it. So having one of these in your bug out bag, keeping your toes good and pedicured when you're on your journey to your bug out location or just bugging out, can and will save your life. It'll save your feet and possibly save you an infection. Although I've never had any issues with my feet as far as them getting infected, I do suffer from cracked and dry heels. This is something I feel like is fairly common. I know a lot of people in my family suffer from it, and I know a lot of my friends do too. So the problem is I've spent like a good 2.5 years trying to find a solution. Like I said, I do go and get pedicures. I bought that egg thing that's like supposed to shave your heel. None of that worked for me. Like it just kept getting worse or just like subsided, but it wouldn't completely take away my cracked heels. And I honestly was to the point where it was getting painful, like my cracks in my heels were getting deeper. Again, this is gonna be TMI. I'm gonna show you a picture here because I want to show you the product that I found that works so well if you suffer from cracked heels as well. I bought eggshells. I'll put a picture of that here to let you know if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's supposed to try to like shave off that dead skin and those cracked heels. Those don't work. They weren't big enough for me. And I finally found this on Amazon. So this is the packaging, exact brand. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. This is literally what I found that works for me. It literally looks like a big cheese grater, but it has bigger grades on it, and it works so well. I'm gonna, again, if you're squeamish, click off now, but I'm gonna pop up a picture here of my heels before and after. And you guys, I could not believe after like 3 years of suffering with really, really bad cracked heels, took it off. My skin has stayed nice and smooth on my heels for a good 3 weeks now after using this. This is actually the second one I've ordered. I'm absolutely in love with this. So this will be in my bug out bag too. This is why I've ordered a second one because, like I said, getting cracked heels, if you suffer from them, you know how painful they can be. It is really hard to walk on them. Just like an infection or just like not taking care of your toenails or having your toenails too long. Cracked heels can hinder you. It can keep you from walking. It can keep you from getting you where you need to go, and it could potentially, slow you down enough where it could take your life if you ran into some type of danger. So having one of these in to take care of those cracked heels, shake that dry skin off, it's literally life-changing. Believe me, like I said, I've been looking for so long for something like this, and it can help take care of your feet. All right, the last product that I want to share with you guys is this Keeffe's Healthy Feet Foot Cream. I actually buy the family size. You can get a smaller one for your bug out bag. But after you grade your feet and get the dead skin off, this is amazing. It almost like has like a sticky substance, so it sticks to your heels and really like locks in that moisture and makes sure that dead skin stays away for quite a while. Like I said, this isn't sponsored. This is just a product I have found that works so well and has saved my feet. Like I mentioned earlier, until I had this foot problem last week, I never really thought about how important your feet are and how important they are if an emergency were to happen, which is so dumb because like how are you going to go anywhere if your feet can't move? This is definitely something I'm going to start to focus on in my preps, definitely in my bug out bag, because specifically that is a situation that I need really good foot health. And I just thought I would come on here and share it in case you're like me and didn't really think about it. And I hope that this helps you in your preps, and hopefully someday could possibly save your life if you do have these items in your bag. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up. It's free. It only takes a second and it really helps my channel out, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.